So you've got to design a better customer experience. And this is all about understanding that if you want to get a better fee, if you want to be the type of agent that more people refer, if you want to be the type of agent that is really successful around what it is that you do, you must design the experience. Let me give you a great case study on that. Here in Australia, we've got a store called The Reject Shop. And we've also got a store called Chanel. And interesting enough, they both sell handbags. Now, if you go into The Reject Shop, you can buy a handbag for 20 bucks. And if you go into Chanel, you can buy a handbag, they tell me, for $6,000. Now, how does Chanel ultimately charge 300 times more for a handbag than what The Reject Shop does? Now, at the end of the day, I'm a novice. I actually think all handbags are the same. Let's think about it. You go to The Reject Shop, it's a bit of leather. Sure, there's a zip, maybe there's some compartments and stuff, and you can put some stuff in, and ladies get to carry their stuff around in the handbag. But yet, there are people that tell me that buying the Chanel handbag at $6,000 is absolutely value for money. Now, how is that the case? It's just a bit of leather and a zip. Well, this always comes down to the entire customer experience. When you go to The Reject Shop, you're going to be filmed. You're going to have a big TV that shows you walking up and down the aisles. The merchandise is going to be all over the place. You need to maybe try to find it. Once you get it, you then go and buy it. You're going to be served by a 14 or 15-year-old kid at the front reception who's like, card or cash, and you go and do that. And then as you go to leave the store, there's going to be someone who needs to check the receipt to make sure the 14 or 15-year-old actually charged you for all the things that you took and left from the store with. That's a customer experience. Now, at the end of the day, you might open the zip and then it doesn't really work and it does really poor manufacturing and maybe the handbag falls apart and maybe the leather isn't really leather, but it's faux. So then the whole conversation is what actually happens at Chanel. Chanel's all about brand. Chanel's all about experience. Chanel's all about when you arrive that you're actually assigned a personal shopper. When you're assigned that personal shopper, you're going to go in, you're going to be able to choose the type of bag. You're really going to get the experience. You're going to be offered a glass of champagne or a glass of sparkling water. That experience might take 45 or 50 minutes. You're going to have someone who's incredibly well presented in selling you that particular handbag. And then off the back of that, the experience, the feeling, the way the handbag is boxed, how it's actually tied in terms of the bow, how you put that into the bag, all of those things. And when you leave and when you walk down that street and everyone else sees that you've actually been to Chanel, there is just that feeling, that moment that you've arrived. And this is ultimately what customer experience is all about. Now, whether or not you see value about going to The Reject Shop or whether or not you see value about going to Chanel, what is incredibly important is that they do have the ability to be able to charge 300 times what The Reject Shop actually charges. People see value at both ends of the proposition. The question is, which one are you going to be? Now, how does this relate to a estate agency? Well, everything is about how you got to design that customer experience. What does it actually mean to be one of your past clients? To me, this is about changing rapidly the game, about actually designing customer experience loyalty. And customer experience loyalty is about saying, you know what, whenever we list or sell a property, we want to give early advice to the people that we already know. It allows them to make the decision to sell. It allows them to make the decision to buy. Off the back of that, we should go and do an annual checkup. Go and get face-to-face with our most important customer base to allow them to refer us to other people. Think about it. If you went and saw a customer every year over the course of 10 years to give them an annual checkup on the value of their property, and on the 10th year they made the decision to sell, and let's assume that your average fee was 20 grand, that would mean that every single time that you go to see the client for an annual checkup, you're effectively getting $2,000 to go and do that annual checkup, except the payment comes on the 10th year, not every single time you go to see the client. And this is the most important thing, to change your view. These people should get an annual report. They should get a monthly video. This is about you actually sitting back and saying, I can't just make the decision around what I can fit into my diary. I actually need to start really defining what customer service experience really looks like on the inside of my business. What would it mean to be one of my customers? What are all the touch points? What are the things that they're going to see, feel, and experience by being inside of our customer ecosystem? The more that you can design that experience, the more that you can actually charge the fee that you deserve, the more that you can separate and differentiate, and most importantly, work with customers that actually want to work with you.